Well, hello, my YouTube friends. It's Bob Baker here. Thank you so much for joining me on another live stream. I'm really excited to come to you live again and interact with you in real time. Today, we're going to be talking about your passion principle. I'm sorry, your passion projects. And what is holding you back? So, what is a passion project? You may be already familiar with that term, but it's basically something that you have been longing to do. Maybe you're already actively engaged in it, but it may be that it's something that you have been wanting to do more of. It could be to write a book, to write and create music. It could be art. So it could be something in the arts or with creativity, but it could be other areas of interest, something that has been calling you as well. Maybe you want to start some sort of a nonprofit or a charity activity, but it's something that you've been wanting to get out into the world, something that you want to been wanting to spend more time on because it's drawing you to it. But quite often people do not put the time and energy into their passion projects, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit. I want you to identify some of yours, and what's holding you back, and we'll just talk a little bit about that. We'll talk also about how to turbocharge your life in 2021, in the new year. By the way, happy holidays and happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all that good stuff. I hope you're doing well in this very strange year that we are doing our best to make the best of. And then throughout this, I never know how long these things are going to last, but I do know that I'm going to end with another one of my musical affirmation recordings so we can have like a little dance party at the end, and I may even do an affirmation along the way if it's speaking to me. I already see there's a lot of comments coming in, and so I want to encourage you, yeah, right off the bat, just say hi and let me know where you are watching from before we get into this passion uh, uh, project thing. And I can do this really cool thing where I can highlight people's comments. Hang on a second here. There we go. Let me just reposition that. I'm actually, hello, Lorraine. Great to see you. We've got Samantha there. Hi, hello to everyone. Live, learn, and grow. There's a good name for a YouTube channel. Good morning, everybody. Looking forward to this. It's going to be great. Indeed, it will be. Rebecca, hello. Monica. We got Samantha here. It's fabulous. Oh wow, even more are coming in. Thank you, Nikki. Let me close this out here. So I'm actually broadcasting from a new iMac that I purchased. That's actually the old computer. It's sitting on the desk behind me, but I made the investment in a new iMac, and so I'm really excited about upping the production level. I mean, you may already have noticed some of the videos are getting to look better. I still do some of them myself. I still have some a freelancer or two that I work with to help me out in delegating more. But I can do a lot more with the audio. I record all the audio myself here. And so I'm really, yes. And thank you for your contributions and the things watching this and putting up with the ads that send me a little bit of money, which allows me to support myself and my family and to continue to do this work. So I'm really excited about this. So let me just go through and see who we got here. Renee is from California. From is it Neha? I hope I got that right. From India. Oh, look at this. We got Portugal is represented. Somerville, New Jersey. I apologize. I'm having to look over here instead of into the camera, which is way up there as I'm reading these. And Kay Coleman says, "Good morning. The subject matter is right on time for me. I want to be open to group home for my son. He has autism and no friends." Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, that's a great. Yeah, you definitely want to take care of your family. We got India represented. Good morning, Alabama, North Carolina. Look at this, Florida, Central Illinois. Good morning, Nikki. You're right in the state next to me. India too. A lot of people from India this morning. That's fabulous. Which of course it's not morning there. It's probably evening. North Carolina, Pennsylvania. Orlando, Florida. Oh, look, Angela's from Brazil. Bart in the Netherlands. Sweet Teresa from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just try to acknowledge a few more people here. Jerry is from Massachusetts. Oh, from Italy. Fabulous. Fabulous. Another one from India. Los Angeles, California. Southern Florida, or South Florida. Durango, Colorado. Evelyn's from the UK. Oh, and look at Leanne is from Wales, also in the UK. That's fabulous. So let's talk a little bit about this. Let me know. I want to. Have you identified what your passion project is? Again, this could be something that you're actually already engaged in. I mean, ideally, you want to live a life where you are investing time in your passion project. And that can be, and your passion project can be something that you make a living from. I'm very blessed that the ways that I have made a living for much of the last, I don't know, couple or so decades has been involved in things that I am passionate or interested in to some different level. So that's ideal, but it doesn't have to be. Your passion project can be just a hobby, and it's just fine for your music or writing or whatever, your art or whatever that project is, for it to just be a sideline that just feeds your soul. Um, and then if you want to do more with it, over as you develop it, then you can pursue those things. Um, but identifying what that is. So is there something that's been calling you for years, something you've been drawn to do? Again, it could be in the arts, but it doesn't have to be. So I would like for you to start identifying what your passion projects are. What is that thing that's been calling you? I know there's a little bit of a delay from the time I request things to the time you type it in, and I see it here. But yeah, so instead of thinking about it as something in the arts, just think about what has that thing been that you've been longing to do. Like there's a reoccurring interest that's pulling you, and maybe you've never spent any time at it, but it's just an interest, or it could be something that you already are dabbling in. Quite often, I know in my life, the things that I pursued, I was often exposed to something in that realm. For instance, I would see live music and I go, my God, I want to be a musician. That looks like it'd be so much fun. Or I'd read books, and really be inspired by an author and think to myself, I think I have a message. I think I would like to write too. And so quite often it's one of those things that you're exposed to that light you up. It's not everything that you are like like sports or whatever. I enjoy baseball. I enjoy going to hockey, and I enjoy seeing sports. But there's nothing in me that's necessarily going, boy, I really want to be down there in the field playing that. So what is it that lights you up? So again, please just post a comment identifying what is your passion project. What is that thing that's calling you? And let's talk about that a little bit. In the meantime, I'm just going to acknowledge some folks here while I'm waiting for those to come in. Again, we got India, Washington State. Luke says, I don't know where you live. So I am born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Luke, that's just, I don't know where you are, but that's like a 5-hour drive south of Chicago in the Midwest in the U.S. Atlanta, Georgia, India. Let's see here. Oh, the Philippines. That's fabulous. London. Mr. Bling, you've been on a lot of these. You've been on some of these live broadcasts. Good to see you again, and you are welcome. Thanks for the comment there. Maria, hi from London, England. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so is it Ariana, changing conventional social norms and the healing through the arts, specifically burlesque. I actually know some people that are in that burlesque scene in some venues here. Well, actually, one closed probably due to the pandemic and not being able to. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's an area of performance art. Totally. What? I don't understand. Sarah says, "What time are you going to truly begin?" I've already begun. We're here. Bart says, "Oh, I like to build bicycles. Later, I became a bike courier. I don't know what that word is, but I assume it's some sort of an expert. That's cool. Building bicycles. Yeah. So there's a great example of a very specific niche. I assume that you liked that, Bart. You loved to maybe ride bicycles, and then you got into the mechanic. Like, actually, there's a lot of things that aren't considered artistic fields. That are very creative. And so, like being a mechanic, being a carpenter, using your hands, creating things like, again, they're not typically considered art, but I think that they are. Oh, look at this. Then Dr. Uh, well, our Shital, passion research and genetics. That's another thing too. Yeah, you could be, and you have the passion for math and for science. I have a feeling, Doctor, you probably work in that field, and you feel like you've done, you're doing your right livelihood. Here we go. Sorry. Seema says, working on a book. That's awesome. I highly recommend it. Some of you know this, but some of you may not. If you only know me through my YouTube videos, but I've been a published author for many years. I put out like 15 physical books since the mid 90s, and working on one on the power of affirmation. So keep an eye out for that. What is this here? Rena says, motivational speaker, affirmation book, and and a transformational coach. Yeah, so you may be drawn. Well, it sounds like you're already doing that. Um, but yeah, you may have a gift uh, to motivate others and to do it from the stage. And a lot of times that comes about. I've noticed, and maybe I'm sorry, it's Renee. I'm assuming, yes. Yes, of course, that's Renee. I bet you that came about maybe as a result of two things. You probably had really vibrant conversations with people where you were inspiring people one on one. Maybe you were drawn, I don't know if you were drawn to theater perhaps, or acting, or felt like you were, were comfortable on stage. And maybe you combine those two things, inspiration and and a want to communicate with people from the stage. Maybe you can let me know a little bit more about that, Renee, like how that came about. Uh, the God is great. How often do you do live streams? There's no set schedule. I generally do like one or two a month. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to go live every day, Monday through Friday, but that was a rare kind of thing. So there's no set schedule. So it's going to be a little bit different every month. And but I try to give you a little notice when I know. Sometimes it's not till the night before that I know. Live, learn, and grow. My passion is helping people find and keep love through my YouTube channel. Also opening my, is that Reiki or Ricky, Ricky or Reiki studio. Oh, cool, cool. So yeah, that's an awesome way. So when you have found your passion, there are many different ways that you can express it, and different platforms and avenues that you can use to get your message out. YouTube is a great one. Obviously, we're all here, and so it's been very very good to me in recent years. Nikki says yoga as a lifestyle. I've been working on it in the background for a handful of years, and I'm ready to make it my life. Also, just started playing guitar last month. I'm a guitar player for for decades, and yes, love music. Been a big part of my life. So, Nikki, I assume, just like I referenced the others, that you were doing yoga as a student or a practitioner, whether you did it at home or went to classes, and then you thought to yourself, "Boy, now that once you got limbered up, maybe you started sharing that passion with other people, and maybe people started asking you to teach it." Uh, and so that's interesting. But you say it's been working on it in the background for a handful of years, and I'm ready to make it my life. Yes, and so the key to that is to take small steps, little by little. How do you make it your life? And there are a lot of different steps, a lot of different ways to do that. There's just not one way, but yeah, I think that's a great intention to hold and just keep taking action toward that. Let's see, Amrutha, craftsmanship and glassmaking, learning to draw, play the piano. So definitely a lot of creative things there, visual and audio wise. Uh, let's see here. God is great. Says, although I have a passion to sew, however, with mental health issues, it's challenging to even get to do anything, let alone sew. Well, the fact that you have an intention, that you have been spending some time on it, I will commend you for that. It's just like my advice to anybody, whether they're struggling with issues or not, is whatever passion you're pursuing, do it with baby steps. Just do what you can. There's one of my favorite quotes is from Teddy Roosevelt. It's do what you can with what you have right where you are. A lot of people think that they need to have all this money and these connections and all this stuff and time and energy to be able to even take the first step towards something that they're passionate about. But I don't believe in that. I think that you can just take baby steps. You do what you can. You know, a lot of people, somebody there are many people that have a full-time job. They have a family. They have kids. Maybe they have older parents or kids. Whatever their family members they need to take care of. Um, and they could easily say, "I have no time to pursue this passion of mine." But maybe you carve out 20 minutes here and there to work on that thing, however you can. And so that is my advice to you. Angela says, I am a healer working with transformation process through Akashic Records readings. That's awesome. Fabulous. Let's see. Developing a global platform for women to co elevate, that's a good word, environmental and heart centered action. Love your affirmations. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Reselling. This is my passion is reselling. I'm working to make it grow and become a full time reseller, then be able to give back. I assuming, yeah, you're selling maybe like antique type things, perhaps, or something. Obviously, it's already in existence. Maybe fixing it up and working against diabetes in India, a diabetes-free India. There's a big vision. Um, let's see here. Yeah, son Christina says totally agree with baby steps. That's right. There's a good. I will change the world one person at a time. That's another great attitude. So we got here. So you're multiple posting these things here, and so I'm just going to address this really quickly. I guess does imagination really work? If it works, then how do we do this imagination correctly? So basically, yeah, that's it's kind of off topic for what I want to discuss here. But since you've been persistent in asking, I'm just gonna basically. Um, when you want to pursue things in life, it helps to have a vision, to set an intention. You can do that by writing it out on paper. You can write your goals out on paper. I want to do this. If you're specific and measurable, for instance, let's take the example of somebody who wants to write a book. And let's say you want to write a book that's 30,000 words. It's a nonfiction title or a topic. So you first set an intention. I want to write this book. First, you need to come up with a title and then an outline. So your first baby steps is making that outline. So actually, physically writing out. The outline is your first step toward making it happen. It's just an idea. You're formulating it, but that's one expression of it is to write things down. Another way is to affirm it. If you can. So imagination kind of implies to me that you're seeing it in your mind's eye. And I've learned I'm very visual, so I can close my eyes and choose anything. Like if I say purple elephant, can you close your eyes right now and see a purple elephant? Many people can, but there's some people who don't, or they claim they don't have that ability. But if you can, it's a blessing. And so imagination, and I was kind of a daydreamer when I was a kid. I still kind of am. I can drift off into thought. And so imagination is just foreseeing that future that um, you want to be living, or seeing that thing that you want. So in the case of the book or the author, see yourself from different stages of this. See yourself sitting down and writing the book. That's the most important thing, because that has to be done. So visualize enjoying the process and the words just flowing, and you being able to carve out the time here and there to do it. Visualize the completion of the book and turning it into your editor or the printer or whoever, at that when you get to that stage. Visualize yourself holding the book and maybe doing a book signing, speaking to a group of people who've come to hear you. So that's how you use imagination, and those visions in your mind pull you toward that thing, and also motivate you to take the steps necessary to make it happen. So it's a combination of vision, intention, affirmations, combined with, and this is important, the actual boots on the ground, put your butt in a chair if you're writing, and taking the action steps toward making that vision a reality. So that's my really short answer to that. But that maybe not so short, actually. Uh, All right. So let me know some of the things. Let me ask you to type in there some of the things that hold you back. So what are the reasons that hold you back from pursuing this passion project, which whether you're actually engaged in it now or whether it's something that you've been kind of putting off? What is holding you back? And just go ahead and identify that. And it's fine if to admit that you're not making the progress on that thing. So I would just love to know that. Let me take a drink. I've been talking nonstop here for a while. I'm going to take a drink here. And I'm going to let you know that several months ago, I finally took the plunge and made an investment in a Vitamix, which is one of those high-powered blenders, and I've really been enjoying a smoothie every morning. And so, even though this is basically like a fruit smoothie, there's also a lot of vet greens in here too. Yeah, you put spinach and all kinds of greens in there, along with like an apple and those clementine oranges. And I got some frozen fruit, got some like protein powders. There's a lot of different things that I put in. And the Vitamix just mixes it all up and makes it very drinkable. Mm. Mm-hmm. So while I'm waiting for you to put in your the obstacles here, I got is it BB? Put two of them here. So it goes procrastination and I'm a perfectionist. And so procrastination is just the avoidance thing. You know, instead of doing that thing, you instantly come up with a whole long list of other things that you could be doing. Suddenly, you want to rearrange your sock drawer instead of working on that book. And so, yeah, the ability to have the discipline. So here's the thing: put make your work that you're doing on your passion project, make an appointment with yourself. Actually, put it on the calendar and give it the same weight that you would with doctor's appointments or taking the cars in for repairs or picking the kids up from school. You wouldn't just like, oh, I'm not going to pick up the kids from school today. I just don't feel like it. No, you would do it because they're waiting for you and you have an obligation to do so. So make that same kind of appointment with yourself. And then when the time comes, sit down, whether you feel like it or not, sit down and work on that thing. Quite often, if you just start, you'll get a little warmed up, you'll get loosened up, and then suddenly you'll be in the flow of it. Maybe not every time, but at least honor that commitment that you made to yourself, whether you feel like it or not. And then the perfectionist thing, yeah, that is a curse that haunts a lot of people. And so just know that you're always going to look back on your work. And like if I look back on my early videos, I kind of cringe. Uh, because I'm not even though you're seeing me now, most of my affirmation videos you're not seeing me. So but I used to just be really lazy and I would just have like three slides that would just rotate through. There was the same three. And that's fine because most people just listen to my videos. Actually 80% of the people that consume my YouTube videos, they don't even watch them. And so I don't have to put a whole lot of emphasis on the visuals. But for those people who do, I've definitely improved the visual aspect and the audio aspect as well. I've upped the equipment, the microphones that I use. I'm getting to know the software better. I'm working with an editor who also cleans up the audio. And so you're always going to have that growth. And so just know that. And when you're a perfectionist, you're putting more emphasis on like the messenger instead of the message. You're worried about, well, how am I going to look? How's this going to be rated by by people? And you're getting all that stuff is blocking you from the real reason that you're doing this. You have a message, you have something you want to get out into the world, and it's just hindering you. And so yeah. I hope that helps a little bit. Holy man. Let's see here. Holding back due to finances and enough motivation. So a lot of people use money, yeah, as an excuse not to do something. And for much of my life, I was raised by a single mom. So growing up, um, our household was always money was always tight. And for much and my early, like 20s and 30s, I experienced that as well in my own life when I was out on my own. So I lived to be frugal. I lived to not use money as an excuse. There's always creative ways to start working on that thing that you want to do without the money. Um, Emotional holding back due to fear of failure. That's another one. What if it doesn't work out? What's the worst that could happen? you know. So let's say you pursue that. Let's say somebody earlier had one of the that's what's it, glass blowing, or just let's take some art, some art form like glass art. Um, and you're afraid that if you pursue this, you're going to fail and you're not going to be a glass artist. Well, right now you're not a glass artist. You seem to have survived this to this point in your life without having that identity or having success in that field. So if you ended up trying it not working out, you're right where you started, and you're not in a bad place now. So, but you could pursue that, and something cool could happen. And you and be a little bit flexible with your definition of success. Yeah, you might want to have a best-selling book, but what if you just reached a few thousand people or even a few hundred people with your title? Isn't that worth it? Isn't that worth having a legacy and influencing hundreds of people instead of millions? And then you have the sense of accomplishment of having followed through and gotten that project out. Um, so just beware of how the stories that you're telling yourself. Um, Sylvia says, not motivated anymore, not disciplined, not motivated. So if you're not motivated to pursue this passion project, maybe it's not for you. Yeah. So a lot of people are this wishful thinking. Oh, it'd be really cool to be a rock star. But if you're not willing to put in the work or not motivated to learn to play your instrument, then maybe it's just kind of a wishful thinking thing. So and then you can just relieve yourself of the pressure of not having done that thing. It wasn't meant to be in this lifetime. But if you do feel a calling to do that thing, then you just have to break through that. And yeah, let's see here. Distractions keep coming up. Yeah, and that's where I think was putting it on the calendar, making it a priority. Mike's obstacles: time management as a single mother and a caretaker for your son. Absolutely, you have to be responsible. Um, I know that like my third book that I wrote um, came out. I wrote it in much of 2000. It came out in 2001. It was called Branding Yourself Online. It was one of the first books about personal branding, about branding yourself as an individual, not as a corporation. And a small company asked me to write this book. And so I was on a deadline with them, and it was the longest book I ever wrote from start to finish. It was like 100,000 words. It was crazy. Um, and I wrote it in about over like an 8-month period working with an editor. At the time, I had a full-time job. My daughter was a toddler, and I had her half the time. I was also in a relationship, so I had to spend a little bit of time there with that person and her family. And so I had a lot going on. I could have easily made the excuse of, no, I'm sorry, this is not going to fit into my schedule. But I worked on it nights. I worked on it weekends. Sometimes I was fighting off sleep when I had to where there was a deadline to get a certain, a chapter in, because again, I had that editor that I was working with, and they'd paid. I think they'd paid me even a small advance, so I kind of was a little more leverage for me to get it done. But somehow I wrote that book, and so it can be done. But certainly there are people with circumstances where time is short, but you just do, and I'll refer to that quote again, do what you can with what you have right where you are. Yep. Actually, this is great because I want to write a book and I am procrastinating. Okay, cool. All right. So I want to let you know about something that is coming up. You may have heard me plug it in the community tab. I put up a video about it, but I am doing in October. I did a couple of short programs called Turbocharge Your Life with smaller groups of people, and it was one of these things where I didn't like plan it ahead of time. I like had this idea for this program, and like the next day I wrote a registration page and just threw it up there. And I was amazed that the first one sold out. And then I did a second session, and that one, pretty much went pretty quickly as well. I did these two sections with these smaller group of people. My intention wasn't to use it as to launch a bigger version of it, but it was so well received I decided to make it a longer, a little more in-depth program. So anyway, it's called Turbocharge Your Life 2021. And what I want to do is just tell you about this real quick. And if it speaks to you, I would love for you to participate in it. So what I'm going to do is pull up this web page. Actually, here is the web page. It's kind of a weird website, but it's or a link. Turbocharge Your Life. It's gum.co/turbo 2021. And give me a second here. I think I'm gonna pull. There we go. And so this is the page that will take you to um, how to thrive in uncertain times and create something awesome. So I'm not gonna read you like every line of this, but basically it's like, are you ready to put 2020 behind you? Hey, 2020 was a really crazy year, and definitely a lot of tragedy and sadness and frustration and hardship for a lot of people. But there were some blessings that came out of it as well. And so hopefully you found some of the, made some lemonade out of the lemons. But with this program, it's, even though we're going to continue having these restrictions for some months, the start of a new year is always a time to just that kind of like fresh start sort of mentality. So I love doing programs that start in January, but I want to basically help you get focused, improve your mindset, give you the tools, encouragement, and structure to create something meaningful. This is a group experience where people from we literally had people from around the world in those first two smaller groups, and the same thing is happening with the people that are signing up for this one. But this 30-day program is especially designed for creative people, entrepreneurs, or anyone who has a personal mission that they've been downplaying or keeping on the back burner for too long. So we've already kind of addressed a lot of these things, but it's perfect for you if you want to write a book or new music. Maybe you want to start, like we had a number of people that wanted to start podcasts or start or grow their YouTube channel, like I have. Maybe you want to take a hobby and turn it into a stream of income, or whatever. It's pretty much whatever you want to apply it to. It's any other passion project. And so this is the meat of the program here, like what you get with it. And I just want to make you aware of this and encourage you to sign up for it if you think this would benefit you, and I think that it would. But basically, they're going to be four, roughly 75 minutes, so between an hour and a half, four different group Zoom calls with me and other participants. If you can't make any of those, there will be MP3, the audio recordings of the sessions will be available. But unlike this, what we're doing here, you can see and hear me, but I can only see your text. But with Zoom, I'll be able to see and hear you. We'll be able to interact in real time. And I just love some of the conversations and some of the awesome people that have signed up and end up becoming friends and starting relationships and inspiring each other. That's another thing when you're pursuing these passion projects like on your own. It's here, let me go back to my screen here. When you're doing things on your own, hopefully you have like a supportive family or friends, but quite often a lot of people don't. And that's one of the reasons when you don't have that support and encouragement, it's easy to get off track. And so that's one of the benefits of this, is you're kind of like doing this journey with a community of people over the course of 30 days. So I'm going to go back to this here. You get a PDF ebook version of my book, The Passion Principles. I'm going to hold that up in a moment here. 101 ways to express your creativity and share it with the world. You get a curated list of 7 affirmation recordings that I specifically chose for this program that I encourage you to listen to in the mornings. Also, there's some sleep ones there for you to listen to at the end of the day. I created I think it's a 4-page worksheets specifically for this program that has a series of questions and things to write down that help you clarify your goals and act on them. And then you'll get lifetime access to a Turbocharge Your Life private Facebook group where you can meet and interact with me and then the other folks that are taking doing the program with you, and that's available outside of the Zoom calls. And this is a really important one, is that you have the option that I highly encourage you to take advantage of connecting one-on-one with a success partner. I'll try to pair you up with someone else doing the program and encourage you to like talk to each other maybe 3 times a week during the 30 days, just as another extra incentive. Because when you're going to be speaking to somebody every 2 or 3 days, you're going to be more likely to act on those things that you're going to make progress on that passion project. So there's when the calls are. There's Saturdays, at least in the U.S., January 2nd, 9, 16, and 30. I think it's at the same time that I started this one. Yeah, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. You could figure out where that is in your time zone. So that's pretty much the gist of that. And again, you can go to Turbocharge Your Life. It's gum.co. Let me put this, get rid of this window here. Um, yeah, gum.co/turbo 2021. So let's see here. Oh, we need to get rid of that too. Okay. Maybe I had a lot of things clogged up on the screen there. So I hope that speaks to you. Let me see what other comments may have been left here. Distractions keep showing up. Oh, here's the one. Age. Yeah, thinking I'm too old. Lots of younger people doing the same thing. Robin, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I don't know what that thing is. But so try to appeal whatever that thing is that people are doing the same thing. Appeal to people that of your age. I've dealt with a lot of musicians over the years who might be in their 40s or 50s, and they're going, musician, our music's a young people's game, and if you're not a teeny bopper, but actually the older people in their 40s, 50s, 60s are still willing to spend money on music. So I encourage them to appeal to people your age, and because there's a lot of them, and so don't use age as an excuse. Who cares who else is doing it? And no one has what you can. You are uniquely you, and you bring to it something that no one else on the planet does. So don't let that stop you. All right, let's see here. So this is a tough one. Yeah, how do you know what you want to do? Well, hopefully, yeah. And I know this is a tricky thing for a lot of people. I'm very blessed that I've been drawn to a lot of things, and some people can identify what that passion project is, but not everybody can. And there are people that say, I don't know what my passion is, and that's okay if you don't. So instead of here's one thing that I could suggest. Instead of thinking about a specific like job or a specific area of activity, think of a quality. So don't think of like, I want to be an artist, I want to be a musician. What are the things that light you up? What have you engaged in that you lose track of time, or you feel yourself like can't wait till you get to that thing? Um, and if it's not an activity, maybe it's a quality. Like, do you enjoy engaging with people? Do you enjoy, think about the quality of that. Do you enjoy laughing? Do you enjoy having serious conversations? Do you enjoy being in nature? So identify a quality or a feeling that really lights you up, and then think of how you can apply that feeling to an activity or some kind of a product or service. Or you can just live your life. I mean, it's a beautiful thing too. If you don't have a specific passion, just do your best to enjoy the moment, enjoy who you're with, and all that good stuff. So I see Myra here. Thanks for trying to help people. Seems most people need to work on themselves before they can work on their passion. As I look at all the comments, turbocharge your life is needed first. Good. Yeah, I had to think about that one a little bit. So I wouldn't put off. To me, that almost sounds like one of those things like, I'm going to get around to doing this thing when the kids are out of school, or when I finally graduate, or what. So there are people will I know what you're saying. You want to be, especially like when it comes to relationships, like you want to be secure in yourself before ideally before you get in a committed relationship. So in that situation, I see where this would apply, but I think you can pursue your passions as you're working on yourself. That's just my personal opinion. In fact, pursuing your passions and doing something that feeds your soul could lead to you becoming a more secure person. I think it's part of mental health, is doing those things that you're inspired to do. So that's just my little spin on it. But that I know exactly where you're coming from, Myra. Well, thank you for saying that, Renee. It's an amazing opportunity. Yeah, I hope you would Is there a link? Well, yeah, there's a link in the description, and the link that I put up, if you're talking about the that thing. Yeah, it's a weird website, but it's a short URL for this place that I use to host the e-commerce aspect of it. But it's gum.co / turbo 2021. So that one, and that there'll be a link to that. There already is a link to that, I believe, in the. Maybe not. Maybe it's not in the description, but there will be after I do this. Um, let's see here. Lots of love from Mumbai. All right, awesome. All right, I'm just looking at some of the other things here. Let's do a couple of. Um, I'm a visual artist. Lately, visualization is difficult. Well, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Oh, he says, yes, Bob, you can do both. My passion project is starting an online community for veterans with cancer. That's awesome. Actually, a friend of mine who does improv comedy lives in LA. He's a veteran. He got cancer. He's in remission. He's doing well, but he does a lot of charity work for veterans since he served in the in the military. So I think yeah. So I'm hoping you check that out. A couple other things I want to make you aware of, and then we're going to end with a little dance party here. How does that sound? But I hope you found this helpful, and I hope it's sort of at least awakened some conversations in your own head. Maybe you can have them with other friends of yours about identifying that passion project. Where are you with that passion project, whether it's a book or music or starting it's something that's a charitable organization? Where are you with that? How could you do more with it if that speaks to you? And what's holding you back? And are those things, those excuses that you're using, are they really valid? Do you really want to give those fearful voices the megaphone, or acknowledge them and tell them to have a seat and then move forward? Oh, by the way, the book that I mentioned that you get if you join the program, you get an ebook copy of this. It's called The Passion Principles. Subtitle is 101 Ways to Express Your Creativity and Share It with the World. And each of the ways is literally there's small chunks of wisdom that just fit on one page. Maybe I'll just read one of them to you here. Actually, this would probably be a good one here because it I think speaks to what some of we're talking about. So this is number 5. It's called "Tell a Better Story." And here it is. If you created the internal obstacles that hold you back, this ties right in. You also have the ability to change the narrative in your mind. What stories do you tell yourself about your role as an artist? And are those stories serving you or hindering you? Your attitude and actions are powered by your beliefs. You develop your beliefs by thinking the same thought repeatedly, whether that thought is good or bad, productive or destructive. If the story in your head is an empowering one, if it serves you, then keep telling it. But if that story is holding you back, dismiss it and tell a better story. And tell it repeatedly until it becomes your new belief about yourself and the world around you. Ooh, that perfectly ties right in. So if it's I don't have the time to do this, tell yourself, you know what? I've been telling myself that story, but it's not true. I'm going to find the time here and there. They may not be huge chunks of time because I have responsibilities, but I'm going to find the time here and there. I'm going to look at my weekly calendar, and I'm going to identify places where I think I can carve out 30 minutes here and there to work on this thing. That's telling a better story. I don't have the money. It takes money to make money. Man, you're telling yourself that story over and over, right? Well, actually, are there creative ways that you could make progress without money? I say yes in almost every case. Oh, I want to say thank you, a big thank you here to Jerry McLaughlin. Sent me a super sticker for $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Awesome sauce. So yes, you have that ability. I didn't plug it, mention it in this broadcast because I wanted to tell you about the program. But we have a fellow guitarist here, Robin. That's awesome. Yeah, let's see here. Yep, I would love to find my passion, but work gets in the way. I don't know if you heard my story earlier about when I wrote that 100,000 word book. Cool, cool. All right. So again, what was I telling you about here? Oh yes, if you're not on my email list, I would really, it's a great way for us to stay in touch on a more intimate basis, you might say. Just go to bobbakerinspiration.com and you'll see a way that I will give you, I'll actually bribe you. I'll create an incentive for you to get on my list. I'll give you 6 free MP3 downloads of some affirmations and guided meditations. Sign up for that. And then you'll get weekly reminders. Let me move that down a little bit of, I'll send you a weekly email updating you on my latest videos and other projects that I have going on, where you can find my music on Spotify and all that good stuff. And so, yeah, it would be great for you to do that. Also, if you don't actually subscribe to the channel here, please do that before you sign off, because that way you're more likely to see some of my new videos. So please do that. And then again, Turbocharge. Whoops, let me get rid of some of the other ones. Turbocharge Your Life 2021. It's right around the corner. And so there's the web address. I'll make sure it's in the description when I update it after the broadcast. But it's gum.co/turbo 2021. You can sign up there. Would love to see you in that program. We're going to have a blast. Already, there's a great group of people, literally from around the world, who are already signed up and registered. Let's end with a little dance song. I've been using my musical skills, and I've posted some music-related musical affirmation recordings that people seem to really be enjoying. I'm going to play one. And I encourage you, wherever you are, if you can get up and boogie, if you can move your body, if you could sing these out loud, even if you wake up the neighbors, that is okay. But let's get energized here, and then I'll come back right after the song to say a final goodbye. But here we are. Enjoy this. I hope you can hear it. And it's all about abundance and money and other things coming into your life. So here we go. Abundance is coming to me right now. 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 Money 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 is coming to me right now. Break it down. Yes. Success is coming to me right now. 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 Joy is coming to me right now. healing, love, right now. Abundance is coming to me right now. Money is coming to me right now. Success is coming to me right now. Yes, joy is coming to me right now. Healing is coming to me right now. Love is coming to me right now. Break it down. Abundance is coming to me right now. Money is coming to me right now. Yes, success is coming to me right now. Joy is coming to me right now. Yes, healing is coming to me right now. Love is coming to me right now. Yes, abundance is coming to me right now. Yes, money is coming to me right now. Yes, success is coming to me right now. Yes, joy is coming to me right now. Yes, healing is coming to me right now. Yes, love is coming to me right now. Abundance, money, success, joy, healing, love, right now. Abundance, money, success, joy, healing. I was just talking all of that time, wasn't I? Yeah, I had my mute button on. I apologize for that. Thank you for making me aware of that. Oops. So I was going to say, were you moving and grooving? I hope that you enjoyed that. And I'm going to be doing more of those musical affirmations. Thank you for all for making me aware of the mute thing. Um, but I want to address something that Samantha wrote here before I sign off. How do you stop making excuses or comparing yourself to others and making yourself feel bad for not doing or being where you want to be? This is actually quite common. So it's funny. Earlier, I read number 5 from the Passion Principles, and so I think someone asked where they can get the book. Again, it comes free when you participate in the Turbocharge Your Life 2021, or the ebook version does, but you can get it on Amazon in 13 countries, and it's available as a paperback, as an ebook, and also as an audiobook. So whichever one speaks to you. But earlier I read number 5. Look at what number 6 is. Compare yourself to the one person who matters. I'm going to read this and then we're going to wrap things up and get on with the rest of our day. Number 6, artists are good at playing the comparison game. Do you ever wonder how your work stacks up against the competition? No matter how much praise you get, do you worry your craft isn't good enough? It's great to expose yourself to other artists' work. It's healthy to be inspired by their skills, but it's a bad idea to use other artists as a measuring stick by which to judge your own value and capabilities. There's only one person whose quality of work really matters, and that person is you. Is what you created today satisfying or an improvement on what you created yesterday? If you can answer yes most of the time, then you're doing great. So just compare yourself. Are you getting better? Are you improving over what you did little by little, incrementally? Not with every piece. I mean, yeah, like I've written a lot of songs, but a lot of them are clunkers and never. They're just memos, voice memos on my phone of experimental ideas that I had that I never fleshed out. That's actually some of my artwork in the background, and I display the ones that I'm kind of proud of. But there's a lot of clunkers that did not work out. But for the most part, though, overall, I make incremental progress. Same thing with my YouTube videos. So I hope that helps. And again, I would love to be able to help you launch into the new year with the Turbocharge Your Life program. Check out that website. And I hope you can join us. It officially kicks off on January 2nd, but go ahead and sign up now because you actually get access to the Facebook group. You get the ebook. You get the MP3 downloads of the curated affirmations. You get a lot of stuff right away as soon as you sign up, and then the first Zoom call is on January 2nd. It's pretty much the month of January. So I would love to have you participate in that. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Yes, take this feeling, this vibration that we've created together, and use it to fuel the rest of your day and your weekend. Have a great one. Enjoy the holidays. I'm going to go live more around Christmas. I think another couple of weeks. And as we get close to the end of the year, maybe we'll have another dance party. Doesn't that sound great? All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you. And let's do it again soon. This is Bob Baker saying so long for now. Bye.